right, can everyone hear pretty well? Okay, cool. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. I'll go ahead and go to my very green slide. So yeah, I'm a software engineer in tools and infrastructure at, oh, cool. I'm a software engineer in tools and infrastructure at Google. I work on the Google Kubernetes Enterprod team. You might know some of my coworkers, they work on Prow and whatnot. But yeah, so today I'll just give like a brief whirlwind tour of Testgrid, how to find things on it, and some of the cool features. So first, what is it? I think you saw a little bit earlier, but it's basically just a tool we use to take test results, view them in a grid, and then be able to see like patterns and failures over time. So here, for instance, we could see easily that like there are some things that were failing consistently, a couple things that were flaking, and a lot of tests that are green. And with that, that's the end of my slides. Which is extremely good. Internet. Sorry.
Let me actually just go kill this real quick. I've been turning it off and on the day.
Sorry about that.
No, not at all. Hold on. What was I saying? And there it is.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so first things first, this is the main index for Testgrid. This has all of the currently collected Kubernetes dashboards. Gray is like a single dashboard that has a collection of related tests underneath it. Blue is something that has a set of dashboards underneath it. So for instance, you can see for SIG testing, we have a few things for like canaries, miscellaneous, some stuff for kind specifically, some stuff around parabolos. A lot of other SIGs also have like a large number of related dashboards for all of their various testing needs. I'm going to say that I remember there is a particular dashboard I wanted. Nope. GC? There we go. And then the search bar can help like find a lot of the smaller tabs that are like not as obvious from this view. So I think I remember like a coworker said that this had interesting results. So I'm going here and checking. There are a few tests that look kind of flaky, a lot of green results. So generally the dashboard looks pretty good. But let's say I want to view some like more specific things as well. So for instance, the default sort on Testgrid is failures at the top by most recent. Let's say that like I wanted to just view some things over time and I do an easier job of it by changing the sort to name. In which case we'll have everything alphabetically sorted. Very interesting. OK, sorry. I'm not used to using a Mac. There we go. OK. Yeah. So that's sort of by name. We can do a few other things as well. So let's say that I specifically want to, I think I remember there was some, nope. SIG storage stuff that I wanted to view. Cool. So you can do things like filter the test by what you want to see, or otherwise what you like don't want to see. For instance, if I didn't want to view SIG storage, I could put that in the exclude filter by regex. You can also see that under options, there's just a lot of similar options like this. But I can do some more fancy stuff. So let's say we want to include another. There goes my stuff. Oh. Include another thing that is, let's say config map. Narrowing down the test even further, or let's say that I want to do something where I have things grouped by a particular pattern. This is going to be slightly arcane because I checked before that this should work. But we now have some things that like have the test pattern name in them such that you can view them collated. I can exclude. OK, yeah, so this might be a neatly collected thing if I'm like, well, I want to view some certain types of tests and I want to see how they overall look. There's also a few other things, like say that I wanted to view more results over time. You can change the size of cell results just to be able to see like kind of a more holistic view. Oh, I will continue to do that. So yeah, like Testgrid has a lot of different things in order to customize the view of the dashboard itself. There's also a couple of things that I can show over here as well. So at the top, there's all of the grouped dashboards as well as all of the tabs under them. You can kind of see that there's different colors to the names. Red for viewing at a glance, like this has consistently failing tests, and we should probably check some of those out, versus blue, which is working fine, or black, you can see up here, means that there haven't been test results in some period of time, usually 24 hours. The summary tab also provides a nice, easy summary of all of the tabs under a dashboard, where you can see things like this was flaky, where it doesn't have consistent failures, but we noticed some failures in it. That's the dashboard we were just looking at. Failing has some things that have failed for like usually 3 times in a row. You can see like the names of them as well as how many times they were failing and when they first failed, as well as other info. Or you can see like happy statuses like this where we have passing tabs. The summary is really good to look at, especially if you're like somebody who is maintaining or trying to look at results for many dashboards at a time. Kind of gives you like exactly where to start diving in. Yeah, I think that's a lot of it. I think the only thing I wanted to point out, my super apologies for Mac usage. There's also something with, I'm going to click all results first. Things like graphs. This may take a slight amount just because of all the points, but graphs allow you to view things like by default, how long a test has been running. But also there are some other things where if your test results are reporting other metrics, you can view other metrics on them. So for instance, some people have started reporting coverage as a thing for like their code coverage results, and also displaying them on cells. So like these areas have this much code coverage, these areas are like 100% versus 80%, and similar things. You could do that with basically any numeric property you can think of reporting as a metric. Okay, so let's say that you want to actually make use of Testgrid by like actually going and making the config. Where is that? It is at, there we go. Okay, cool. Kubernetes test infra holds all the stuff that like me and my coworkers work on, including the Testgrid config. So if you go to Kubernetes/test infra and then Testgrid itself, there is a bunch of stuff on the config itself, as well as a handy README for a lot of the basic things you want to do for configuration, as well as some of the Testgrid concepts, and some stuff on more advanced things, like you need to specify some other configurations because your dashboard works a little differently, or you want things like emailed alerts when things fail consistently. That's all explained here, and if it's not, then feel free to contact me and ask questions. And with that, Testgrid.ksci.io has the Kubernetes Testgrid itself. I'm available on Slack as MRA@ under the SIG testing channel generally, where I will lurk very occasionally every couple of days. And then Kubernetes Test Infra Testgrid folder has all of the stuff for the config. You can feel free to file issues against Test Infra and ping area Testgrid or ping me directly for things like I want some improvements to Testgrid. It's unfortunately not open source except for the config right now. I will let people know when that starts to change. It's a thing we've been wanting to do for quite a while. But yeah. Time for questions, or probably just continue on? Okay. Does anybody have any questions about like usage or anything? So test results can, the question was, where do you get test results? For test results, it kind of depends. A lot of the test results in test infra are from a neighboring tool called Prow, which will run jobs and will also upload those results into Google Cloud Storage in a public bucket. So those ones, like Prow will automatically format them in a format that Testgrid likes to read. Yeah, Prow stuff is also under test infra if you want to take a look. Prow also has like their own config for running the jobs there. And then it's similarly pretty easy, like another couple 3 to 4 lines to add it to the Testgrid config and see the results from there. Technically, you can do custom results as well. As long as it's in a public bucket and in an expected format, then which should be linked to from the Testgrid README, then it should be able to be picked up on the dashboard as well. Cool. Anyone else? All right. Thanks, everyone, for your time.